Welcome to the class, and in continuation with the three very important concepts that we've done. That was, for example, you talked about the depreciation, net factor income from abroad, and net indirect taxes. On the basis of that, we talked about gross and net. We talked about domestic product and national product. We talked about market prices and factor cost. Based on that, we're going to do the aggregates, the formulae that we've formed based on that. And as you see, just look at this. Like, for example, if I'm talking about GDP MP. Now let's take that. Let me just tell you this. Let's just take, for an example, let us assume that the GDP MP is rupees 20,000 crores. And what we want is NDP MP, where the depreciation is given as 1,000 crores. So what will be the NDP MP? Yes, it's going to be 19,000. Suppose, let's take now GDP MP. We want to get GDP FC. We want gross domestic product at factor cost. So let us assume that GDP MP is 20,000 crores and net indirect tax is 5,000. So what will be the GDP gross domestic product at factor cost? That's going to be 15,000. Now again, another assumption. If we take, again, we've assumed GDP MP to be 20,000 crores, and let us assume that net factor income from abroad is 10 crores, and we want to find out GNP FC. So what will you do? You will add that up to GDP MP, and what will you get? The GNP FC as 20,010 crores. So I want you to just go through this, what I spoke right now. So this is how you just use them. Where do you want? You want gross to net. What are you going to do? What are you going to find out? What are you going to deduct? What are you going to add to get some gross? Or you're going to get net? What is all that you're seeking? It depends on what you want. So based on that, these three important concepts of depreciation, that is consumption of fixed capital, then the net factor income from abroad, and also what is known as net indirect tax. All this, the concept should be very clear. You should know everywhere. You should go deep into it, so that sometimes they just ask you what is, if net factor income to abroad is given, or factor income to abroad is given, then what will you do? And then suppose they'll ask you to find out just depreciation. So how are you going to do that? So you will find two aggregates where the gross and net is given, and you will see how you'll work out the depreciation if the depreciation is not given. So all this can be done only if you know this properly, if you get inside and do a little in-depth study of these three concepts, because they are the basics to do any numerical here.